doing what we normally do, just sapient activities. I'm a regular human being, just like the rest of y'all. I'm just out here moving and grooving, doing what life requires me to be able to maintain my status and to make it level up. And see, that's what a lot of y'all are suffering with, man. A lot of people they're suffering in life because they don't know how to build their status. They don't know how to level up. They don't know how to grow themselves. All they know how to do is exist, and that's all school has really taught most of you guys, just how to exist. You guys don't know how to explore uncharted territories and grow into something that is larger than what you currently are. And a lot has to do with your friends, because a lot of your friends don't want to grow, and so for you to be comfortable and make sure you still have friends, you choose not to grow. You just stay doing the same thing. You don't ever adapt or put yourself in scary situations or unknown situations that might test your mettle. And that's what being a man is about. If you're not testing yourself, you're not going anywhere. The test is what the game is about. See, life is funny. Life doesn't work the same way as school does. See, in school, they give you the answers, they tell you what to prep for, and then you go out and you remember what you did, and then you go and you pass a test that you know what's going to be on the test. That's not how life works. See, in life, what life does is you have to put yourself into situations so you can find out the answers. So the test comes before the answers, and then you either learn a lesson or you're given a reward. But either way, you become a better man as a result of going out there and testing your mettle in unknown, uncharted territories. And a lot of times we let fear, which is not real. Your fear that you have in most things is not real. Like your fear of putting content out, your fear, well, you should be fearing of going up and talking to these young ladies. It's wild out here. I would recommend you don't do that, just for the best of your, well, maybe when you're young, in college, you kind of say hello, but once you get out here in the real world, just leave them alone. There's no point. It's going to crash out. Most women are terrified and scared of a man that actually goes and comes to them like a gentleman. They only trust you once they see that you have a certain amount of wealth and status, and at that point, you really don't even care anymore. It's like, what are you bothering me for? Because you've gone through the struggles and the challenges and testing yourself every day, that you can kind of tell when a woman's just trying to get you for what you got instead of getting to get with you so she can get some real game and be a better woman. And the same thing with guys. A lot of guys try to cheat code the system, and they're going to try to cheat code you by giving the appearance that they know what they're doing and that they want to get help. But in reality, they're trying to get something from you, which is sad. Because that's not how the game's supposed to go. We're supposed to build together or fight together. That's what man's fucking purpose is. See, as a man, your purpose is to build and fight. That's the only purpose you got put on this planet for. So if you're not doing one of those two on a consistent basis, then you're going to always feel lost. You're going to always feel just disappointed. And you're never going to find any type of satisfaction. Because I don't necessarily believe in happiness. I believe happiness happens in spurts, in moments. But satisfaction is the feeling that you want to have as a man. Like, damn, I really did that job. It's well done. And you want to be able to look back and say, damn, that was some good work. And then go on to the next project. And you're not really supposed to sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor until after you're like exhausted, you're tired, beaten up. And then you can go back and look at these things and say, wow, I really lived a life. Like, I have a good story for you guys. So I was mounting a TV and I met an older guy. He's probably 51, 52. Good shape. Still had the same vigor about him. Old white guy, probably like 6'1", 6'2", big guy. And so when I talked to him, I put the TV up and I was telling him, like, yeah, I do electrical work. This is my side business. He's like, interesting. You think about owning your company? I'm like, oh yeah, no doubt. He's like, oh, that's very good, young man. And so he's like, all right, well, we're going to take this TV and we're going to travel to my next house that I'm going to install it in. I was like, all right, for sure. And so I'm driving, I'm like, okay, this is a pretty nice neighborhood. And I'm looking, and I see like a construction yard, like a bunch of stuff on it. I'm like, wow, this is interesting. And I pull up, he's like, hey, you like the place? I'm like, wait, hold on. This is your place? He's like, yeah, I'm building it. I'm like, wait, you're building that house? And like, this house is like massive. It's like 2 houses put together, a huge ass backyard. Huge. Like 7 bedrooms, just a fucking colossal house. I was like, Jesus Christ, like, bro. I'm like, what do you do? He's like, yeah, I'm a contractor. He's like, I've been in the game for about 30 years now. I was like, no shit. I'm like, dude, when did you start building this house? It's like about 2 years ago. slowly been, it's like been my project, my life project that I've been working on. And I was like, how long did it take you to, like, how long have you been planning this thing out? He's like, my whole life. I said, dog, I'm impressed. Because if you saw this house, like, he had like cathedral ceilings for like a church in his fucking pool house. He put a bank vault door in that bitch because it's like his dad had a bank vault and he just loved this bank vault. It was like a 600-pound door. And he like swing it open. I was like, what the fuck? And he just showed me to the house the wiring, and he showed me some wiring panels that he had. He's like, this is the type of work I expect from you, young man. He's like, you got a future. Stick with it. Keep fighting. Keep building. Trust me. You're going to run the game up. And he gave me his card. He told me to come by to his restaurant. Free meal. It's on him. I said, hell fucking yes. And that was a man's man. Still had life and vigor. He knew his purpose. He said he went to school to be an engineer and found out his purpose in life wasn't being an engineer. His purpose in life was being an architect. He wanted to be a builder. He didn't want an engineer. He wanted to build things. And he says, I feel like if I would have spent my years in college as an architect instead of a builder, instead of an engineer, I would have been 6-7 years ahead of where I am today. 50-year-old man giving me game like this. And he says, like, bro, I don't mean to sound like a know-it-all. Like, no, keep talking, sir. It's very rare that you come across a guy like you. And for you to even take an interest to tell me these things, show me your house, show me the facility, walk me around, it means a fucking shitload to me, sir. And he says, thank you, man. I greatly appreciate that. I'm like, I ain't too big to learn from other people. And that's one of the things you got to start realizing, young man. A lot of you guys think you're too big to learn from older guys, and you think you're above them. Because let me tell you something about older guys. They don't show you everything. They leave a little bit of mystery. They get you one to ask more and how to get to a certain place. And that's what you need to be about your purpose. Your purpose needs to be so large that it outlasts your life. This guy built a house that his grandkids are going to inherit. His great-grandkids are going to live upon. And he said, I'm not even done. I feel like I'm just getting started at 51. The game's not even close to being done. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, and that's what you gotta learn with your purpose. Your purpose is gonna outlast your life. You should be thinking as a young man. I mean, you're not gonna get there yet. It takes a little bit of time for you to start to mature and understand the length of time and how much time you really have. Which you have a lot more time than you really think you do. Like, unless you have a girl or you have a family, then yeah, your time's kind of crunched. But if you're a single guy just out there moving and maneuvering, you got a lot of time, man. I'm 32. I feel like I got fucking an infinite amount of time. I got at least 10 years before I just like, at least 10 years. I know for a fact I got at least 10 years before I start to really feel pressure. And even then at 40, I don't think I'm going to feel that much pressure. Because as long as you take care of your health and your body and you're maintaining order and you're on top of your business and you're growing things and you're building things, it doesn't matter if it collapses or it falls. You just keep going. Keep making moves and keep figuring out things. And start writing, start notating, start practicing the art of notating what you're doing in life. I only got about 2 more minutes. I'm up there. Hey, if you guys can send me a like, I would greatly appreciate it. I don't understand why people never like shit. Like, it helps with the algorithm. And literally, it's only 2 people. So I appreciate if you guys can send me a like before I get off into this gym and get my work in to build my body. And like I was saying, once again, you got to fight, young people. You got to fight and you got to build. If you're not fighting and building, then you're not going nowhere in this life. You're going to be stuck in the exact same spot that you are currently. And unless you like where you are currently, then don't do anything. Hey, stay what you're doing. I'm not hating on you. I don't think everybody wants to. You got any mounts today, bro? No, I'm taking the day off today. Actually, I have a project I got to go work on, finish up. So it's not necessarily a mount, but it's like, actually kind of is a mount. But I got projects I got to work on. I decided to take this Sunday off. I did well the week before, the week after. I did well yesterday. So, sometimes man has to rest and recalibrate. And I'm making a promise to myself on Sundays, shut shit down by like 2, 3 o'clock so I can spend the rest of the day game planning and figure out what I want to do for the rest of my week and knowing the process and growing. And that's another thing. Take some rest sometimes, young people. Take some rest. Appreciate you guys listening. I am about to go to the gym and get my workout in. Well, actually not really workout, but go swim and fucking sit in the sauna and stay room because I don't work out at the fucking gym. Stay away. Yeah, I know. I'm not messing with the modern woman anymore. I'm terrified of the modern woman. Modern woman will fuck your life up. But here's the situation. I'm going to let you guys know one gym. When all this shit crashed down, I learned this lesson multiple times. When shit gets hairy and shit hits the fan, guess who they calling? Your boy, because they know I know what to do. So they might talk all that crazy stuff when they feel safe. Wait until they feel unsafe and they need a man to come help them. I'm that man. And that's all you gotta do. Just be the man in your territory, which ain't that hard because most men just gave up by fucking 16.